Have you ever noticed how a guy can be super into you at first, texting all the time, making plans, saying everything you want to hear, and then suddenly he pulls back. He goes cold, distant, like someone flipped a switch overnight. And there you are, wondering, did I mess up? Did I come on too strong? Was I not good enough? Here's the truth that hardly anyone tells you. It's not what you did that scared him away. It's what you didn't realize you needed to do. And no, it's not about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about something much deeper. Something that speaks straight to the part of his brain that controls real emotional bonding. The part that makes him want you even when you're not around. Most women are out here giving men what they think men want, but what actually creates true, lasting attraction is the total opposite of what you've been taught. Today, I'm going to uncover something that even many dating coaches don't talk about, either because they don't know it or because they're scared to break the old rules. This is about a mental shift. It's small, but once you get it, you become the woman who lingers in his mind every day, no matter who else is around. So if you're tired of being the almost girl, the what if girl, or the one he once liked but left behind, stick with me. What you're about to learn isn't just advice. It's the secret to being unforgettable. Let's get into it. Most people think attraction is about looks, or charm, or how confident you are. But what if I told you none of those things, or why someone gets deeply hooked on you? Attraction isn't just about what they see, it's about what they feel. And here's the unexpected truth. What truly makes someone addicted to you isn't your perfect smile, your outfit, or how funny your texts are. It's how you make them feel about themselves when they're with you. That's the part nobody really talks about. It's not just about being pretty or nice. It's about whether you reflect back to him something he's deeply craving, maybe even more than love itself. What he's really chasing is a feeling of being seen, being respected, and being chosen. Chosen not by a woman who's desperate for him, but by a woman who could have anyone but still picks him. Most women, without knowing it, fall into a trap. They think to keep a man, they need to be super available, endlessly supportive, and show how loyal they are. And while these are lovely qualities, they don't spark obsession. They create comfort, and comfort doesn't create deep longing. Comfort is safe, but it doesn't light a fire that keeps burning. The truth most people miss is that men don't fall for the woman who gives them the most. They fall for the woman who gives them an emotional experience they can't find anywhere else. So how do you create that experience? It starts with having real standards and boundaries. Not the kind you say you have, but the kind you actually live by. When you walk that talk, it tells him loud and clear, this woman knows she's valuable. And here's the real twist. That's what makes attraction go from just physical to deeply emotional. When he realizes he can't just walk into your life and take without giving back, when he feels that he has to show up as his best self to keep you, that's when everything shifts. It's not about being cold or playing hard to get. It's about standing strong, being secure enough that your sense of worth isn't tied to whether he calls you back. It's something that comes from inside you. And when you really live that way, he feels it in his bones. He doesn't just want to date you, he wants to earn you. That shift from pick me to prove you deserve me is what turns casual interest into real desire. It's what makes him sit up late at night thinking, she's different, I can't lose her. Forget the old ideas. Stop thinking the way to attract someone is by giving more. Start thinking about what you reflect back to them, about themselves, about you, about the life they could have if they were lucky enough to keep you around. That's where true, lasting attraction begins. Most people believe attraction is built through effort, saying all the right things, doing all the right things, showing up perfectly. But lasting attraction? It's sparked by something softer but way more powerful. I call it the emotional hook. The emotional hook is like an invisible string that pulls someone toward you again and again. It's why they find themselves thinking about you randomly, even when they're busy. It's why they miss you when they're surrounded by 100 distractions. And here's the surprising part. It's not about being flawless. It's about being real in an unpredictable way. See, most relationships fizzle because the energy becomes too flat, too predictable, too safe. And while safety is beautiful in long-term relationships, it doesn't ignite passion. Passion comes from contrast, from curiosity, from the feeling that someone sees you, but you still have layers left to discover. That's what the emotional hook does. It builds contrast in your energy. You're warm, but not needy. You're open, but you have strong boundaries. You're kind, but you don't let him get lazy. And that balance is magnetic. Let's say he sends you a sweet message like, "You looked amazing last night." The usual reply might be, "Thanks, you're so sweet." But if you want to create a real emotional hook, you twist it just a little. Maybe you say, "Careful, keep talking like that and I might start thinking you're trouble." Now, it's playful, it's teasing, it's flirty but not desperate. You've created a moment, not just an exchange. The emotional hook goes deeper too. It's in how you show vulnerability without handing him your whole heart on a silver platter. Instead of saying, "I get anxious when people pull away," you say, "In the past, I stayed too long in situations where someone's energy didn't match mine. Now I really appreciate steady energy over big promises." See the difference? You're letting him in, but you're showing strength at the same time. That's powerful. That makes someone want to lean in and get closer, not just physically, but emotionally. Creating an emotional hook is about making real, meaningful moments. Moments that feel different from anything else he's experiencing with anyone else. A little mystery, a little challenge, a little sparkle that says, "I see you, but I don't need to keep you." And when you operate from that energy, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop trying to convince anyone. Instead, you invite them into a space they want to stay in, not because you begged them, but because it feels better with you than without you. Because the truth is, people don't fall for perfection. They fall for how they feel when they're with you. They fall for the experience. When you become someone who gives them that feeling, the feeling that's rare, exciting, real, they don't just want you. They feel like they need you. That's the emotional hook. And once it's there, it's almost impossible to forget you. There's always a moment in any connection where one person quietly thinks, "Is this just fun? Or is this someone I can't get off my mind?" The gap between being an option and being an obsession isn't about how pretty you are or how much you text back. It's about how you position yourself without even trying. Being an option means you're one of many. You're fun, but not unforgettable. And usually that happens because you're too available, too easy, too willing to let things slide. When someone knows they can have you at any time, they stop wondering about you. No mystery, no tension, no chase. And without that emotional tension, real obsession can't grow. Obsession grows in the gap between what they know about you and what they want to know. So how do you move out of the option zone and into the unforgettable one? Oh, since she doesn't need anyone to complete her. Someone who's open to connection, but not desperate for it. When you show that energy, people feel it. You're not texting back instantly. You're not always saying yes. You're not handing out free access to your time and your heart. You're making someone earn the right to get close. That's powerful. That's magnetic. And when you talk about your life, you don't overshare everything in one sitting. You leave space. You let them wonder. If someone asks about your weekend, you say, "It was better than I expected. I'll tell you about it sometime." You create a little gap. And that little gap, it pulls them in without you trying. When you're an option, you adjust for them. You make room, even when they haven't earned it. But when you're someone unforgettable, they are just for you. Because your energy, your attention is valuable, and they can feel it without you saying a word. Holding your standards isn't always easy, but when someone texts you at 11 p.m. asking to hang out and you say, "I'd love to spend time with you, but I prefer planning ahead," you send a message louder than any emoji. You say, "I know my worth." That's when obsession starts. Because obsession isn't just about desire, it's about respect. They don't just want you, they admire you. The truth is, people crave what they respect. And so much of becoming unforgettable is in how you carry yourself when no one's clapping for you. It's in the way you move, the way you protect your peace, the way you hold your standards even when no one's watching. You're not trying to prove you're special, you're assuming it, and that assumption is electric. It makes someone lean in closer, try harder, and start wondering, does she like me as much as I like her? That's the shift. When you're the one who's open but not chasing, when you're the one who gives but only to someone who deserves it, when you flirt but don't need the attention, that's when they stop seeing you as one of many and start seeing you as the one they can't stop thinking about. Not because you begged for it, because you became it. There are these little moments in connections where the right words stick in someone's mind. They linger, they echo, they plant seeds that grow long after you say them. And those words? They're not always fancy or complicated. They just need to spark one thing: emotional imagination. Real desire isn't just physical. It's in the mind. It's about what might happen next. It's about possibilities. The most powerful thing you can say? It's simple. I don't let just anyone experience that side of me. That one line says it all. It says, I'm selective. I'm not for everyone. If you get to see the best parts of me, it's because you earned it. That creates instant tension, good tension. It flips the whole dynamic. You're no longer trying to be liked. You're inviting someone to rise to your level. When you say something like that, whether you're talking about your humor, your kindness, your affection, your sensuality, you're planting a seed. You're making them wonder, what side is she talking about? Why haven't I seen it yet? What do I have to do to get closer? And that wondering, that emotional curiosity, it's the birthplace of real desire. It'd take for her to show me more. That's where real desire lives, in that space between curiosity and connection. It's not about withholding love or affection as some sort of trick. It's about reinforcing your value. You're showing without arrogance that access to you has to be earned, that your energy is given with intention, that you don't just show your softness, your passion, or your loyalty to anyone who shows you attention. You create desire when you help someone realize they're not simply entitled to you. And when someone feels they have to earn a deeper part of you, that's when they start to invest emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. It's also important how you say it. This phrase hits the hardest when said casually, but with quiet confidence. You're not bragging. You're not putting on a show. You're simply sharing your truth in a way that says, I know my worth and I don't just show it to anyone. You might say it after revealing something a little personal. I don't usually talk about that with most people. I don't let just anyone see that side of me. Or when someone compliments you in a deep way, you could respond, I really appreciate that. I don't show that part of me to everyone. It takes a genuine connection. It plants the idea that they're seeing something rare. And once someone believes they've unlocked something rare inside you, desire moves from casual to consuming. Because what people crave most is what feels exclusive, what feels rare, not what's easily available. You become a treasure, not a transaction. You become a one-of-a-kind experience, not a repeat story. Once this switch flips in their mind, they stop comparing you to others. Now it's personal. Now they want to be the one who gets all of you. Not just the side you show everyone, but the side you keep hidden for someone truly special. That's not just attraction. That's real desire. It's the one big mistake, subtle, sneaky, and way too common that so many women make in the early stages of dating. The worst part is it feels like the right thing to do. It feels kind, loving, even selfless. But it's actually the quickest way to lose someone's respect and their interest. That mistake is giving too much before anything real has been earned. You meet someone, the connection feels amazing, he's charming, attentive, maybe even saying everything you hope to hear, and before you even notice, you start changing your energy. You clear your calendar, you prioritize him, you respond instantly, you ignore small warning signs, you move in too quickly. Why? Because it feels good. And you've been taught that being a good partner means being available, giving, nurturing. But here's the truth no one tells you. When you give too much too soon, you accidentally teach him to value you less. It's not because he's cruel or manipulative, it's just human nature. People naturally value what they work for. If someone doesn't have to put in effort to win your time, your focus, or your affection, they simply don't treasure it the same way. Not because you're not amazing, but because the emotional effort wasn't balanced. This is where many women fall into the trap. You start acting like a girlfriend, hoping he'll start acting like a boyfriend. But what really happens? He relaxes, the tension disappears, the mystery fades, and slowly the chemistry dissolves because the balance is gone. He didn't have the chance to step up, to pursue you, to wonder, to win your affection in a way that made him feel proud. Here's the powerful truth. Desire isn't just built on effort, it's built on balance. You match energy, you don't overgive, you stay open but not always available. You share parts of yourself but save your whole self for someone who proves through actions, not just words, that they're consistent. When you avoid this early mistake, when you keep your pace even when your heart wants to race, you send an unspoken message that shifts the whole dynamic. I'm not here to be picked. I'm here to see if you're even worthy to stand beside me. That kind of quiet confidence is magnetic. It makes him lean in. It makes him question, am I doing enough? And when a man starts questioning his own behavior, instead of taking you for granted, that's when real attraction starts growing. It's not about playing games. It's not about acting cold. It's about walking in self-respect. You show through your actions that you don't drop your life, your dreams, your standards, or your plans just because someone showed you attention. And honestly, that's what makes you unforgettable. Because here's the funny thing. When you slow things down, when you make someone earn their place in your life, when you don't rush to prove your worth, you actually stand out more. You become the woman who knows her worth. And that's rare. You don't need to chase love, you are the prize. But being the prize only works when you act like it. So don't fall into the trap of giving your heart too soon to someone who hasn't earned it. Let them work for your attention, let them show up consistently. Let them wonder a little. The right ones, the ones who really see your value, will not mind the effort. They will love every second of the chase, not because it's a game, but because you're worth every moment. There's a type of woman who walks into a room and the energy shifts. She's not the loudest, she's not even trying to be noticed. Yet people look, people lean in. She's magnetic, not because she's showing off, but because she's comfortable in her own skin. That's real irresistibility. It's not about putting in extra effort, it's about the energy you naturally give off. Many people confuse being attractive with performing. They think looking a certain way, saying the perfect thing, or playing hard to get will make them desirable. But true magnetism comes from something deeper, a quiet knowing inside you that says, I don't need to be chosen. I already chose myself. It shows in the way you walk, slowly, confidently, not rushing. It shows in how you stand, taking up space as if you belong. Because you do. It's in the way you talk, not rushing your words, but speaking with meaning. You're not auditioning for anyone, you already know your worth. And that kind of presence, it's rare, and rare is irresistible. You don't need to overcompensate. Actually, trying too hard usually ruins the natural magic. True attraction lives in ease, in a softness mixed with strength, in warmth that doesn't need to prove itself. It's in how you respond rather than react. It's in how you stay rooted in yourself even if someone impressive comes along. Most people chase attention, But the woman who draws attention just by being herself, she's different. And here's the real secret. She's not focused on being liked. She's focused on being real. Authenticity is her superpower. She doesn't shrink herself to make others feel comfortable. She doesn't pretend to get approval. She just is, fully, boldly, unapologetically. Being irresistible isn't about being perfect. It's about being fully present. It's about being so comfortable in your own skin that people feel safer just being near you. You give them permission to relax, to be real, because you've already done that within yourself. That kind of woman doesn't need to convince anyone. She doesn't need to chase. She doesn't have to beg for attention. She shows up fully, and that's enough. Her worth isn't tied to who replies, who compliments, or who shows interest. She listens without rushing to fill silences. She holds eye contact, not to intimidate, but to connect. When she speaks, she means every word. She doesn't just talk, she truly communicates. Being grounded in who you are. Being playful when it feels right. Being soft but never small. Being magnetic because your energy is real, not rehearsed. That's how you make someone feel something unforgettable. Not by being everything, just by being yourself, completely and beautifully. Being irresistible without trying also means protecting your peace. You don't just let anyone into your world. You're kind but not a pushover. You're open but never desperate. You have clear boundaries, and you don't apologize for having them. That level of self-respect creates a deeper, lasting kind of attraction, one that no amount of flirting could ever replace. And here's the paradox. The less you try to be irresistible, the more you become it, because it's not about proving anything. It's about simply being. And when your energy says, I'm here to connect, not impress, you become unforgettable. Not just attractive, unforgettable. Imagine this in real life. Elena meets a guy at a mutual friend's dinner. The connection is instant. He's charming, focused on her, clearly interested. They talk for hours. By the end of the night, he asks for her number. Perfect start. Now, here's where most would slip up. They would over-invest, but Elena doesn't. When he texts her the next day, she doesn't reply immediately, not because she's playing games, but because she's genuinely busy living her life. Simply walks away without even looking at him. She answers warmly, but not urgently. When he asks her out the next day, she smiles and says, I have plans, but I'd love to meet later in the week if you're still free. During their date, Elena is fully present. She's not overthinking, not trying to impress. She listens, laughs, shares, and when he compliments her, she simply smiles and says, Thank you, I love that you noticed. Confident, kind, unforgettable. At some point he brings up something vulnerable. Maybe he asks about her last relationship. She gently smiles and says, I don't share that part of me with just anyone. Not cold, not distant, just soft strength. Instantly the energy between them shifts. He realizes he's dealing with someone different, someone who values herself, someone who feels rare. He leans in even more. He doesn't wait 3 days to call. He's hooked. Not because Elena tried to hook him, but because she stood in her power. The real magic is this. The most magnetic thing you can do is not chase or perform, it's to stand in your own worth. Mirror their energy. Don't overextend. If someone reaches out with effort, match it. If they're inconsistent, you pull back. You're not here to fix anyone, you're here to reflect what you deserve. Use silence wisely. You don't have to answer instantly. Let moments breathe. Let curiosity grow. Attention is the start of attraction. Speak as if your words matter because they do. Whether it's a compliment, a boundary, or a playful flirt, say it with full presence. No rush, no doubt. Don't perform, connect. Drop the need to be perfect. The most irresistible people are real, not strategic. Know when to walk away. If someone isn't matching your energy, don't wait around hoping they'll figure it out. Your value isn't proven by patience. It's shown by how quickly you recognize when someone doesn't meet you where you are. Real confidence is quiet. It's the way you carry yourself even when no one's watching, and it speaks even louder when they are. So take the pressure off yourself. You don't have to chase love. You just have to stand in your power and let the right ones meet you there. If you remember one thing, let it be this. You are not here to be someone's backup plan. You are here to be someone's everything. When you live your true worth, when you carry yourself with respect and quiet confidence, you won't have to chase love. The real kind, the lasting kind, the deep, unshakable connection that becomes a true partnership. You won't need to play games, act cold, or pretend to be someone else. You won't need to beg for attention or chase after someone's validation. All you need is to create a space where he has to earn you, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you know you're worth the effort. You stay busy with your life. You keep growing your dreams. You protect your peace. You let him see that winning your heart is not a given, it's a privilege. When you do that, you become the most valuable woman he knows, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Thanks. Built on interactive things inside her. And when you do, not only will you make